Today we will discover what is loneliness and love by following the teachings of Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti together. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, then you should subscribe first before you miss any videos from us. So, let's begin the journey together. There is a strange discomfort that arises in moments of silence, in the quiet hours when nothing distracts us. No people, no screens, no noise. It is in this silence that we meet what is often called loneliness. But what is this feeling really? Most people run from it, filling their time endlessly so that they never have to face the raw space within themselves. Yet the discomfort isn't because something is missing outside. It's because there is an emptiness we do not understand within. When we are alone, we begin to sense the absence of something we've depended on for a long time. Psychological company, approval, distraction, ideas of identity. But loneliness is not cured by merely surrounding ourselves with others. In fact, many people feel lonelier in a crowd than they do sitting quietly in their room. This reveals something important. Loneliness is not the absence of people, but the absence of understanding of oneself. Most relationships are not born out of love, but out of fear. The fear of being lonely, the fear of being nobody. In our rush to escape ourselves, we attach to people, hoping they will give us meaning. But this attachment soon turns into dependence. And where there is dependence, there cannot be love. Love is not possession. It is not needing someone to make us feel whole. True love arises when we no longer use the other as a crutch, when we no longer seek to fill our inner emptiness with external companionship. It arises when two individuals are whole in themselves, not needing each other but still choosing to walk together. But such a relationship is rare because we seldom inquire into the roots of our emotional hunger. We think love is a balm for our loneliness, but often, what we call love is just a beautiful name for fear, insecurity, and emotional craving. Look at a child. When left alone in a room without toys or entertainment, he may cry. But if he is inwardly secure, creative, and connected with himself, he will begin to play with his own thoughts, invent imaginary worlds, sing songs. He may be alone, but not lonely. So too, we must learn to be with ourselves like a child plays alone, without fear, without resistance. When you begin to observe your loneliness without trying to change it or escape it, something begins to shift. The raw pain of loneliness, when watched deeply and without judgment, reveals layers of conditioning. You see how your mind compares, how it recalls past relationships, how it creates fantasies of future companionship, how it resists the present moment. You begin to see that loneliness is not a punishment. It is an invitation to meet your own being. And in that meeting, something miraculous can happen. Loneliness transforms into aloneness. Aloneness is not isolation. It is wholeness. It is the state of being rooted in yourself so deeply that you are not dependent on anyone or anything to feel complete. People often mistake attachment for love. They say, "I cannot live without you," and believe that is the height of romance. But such statements come from fear, not love. Love does not chain, it liberates. Love says, "I can live without you, but I choose to be with you." That is freedom. That is respect. In attachment, there is always pain, because the mind holds expectations. It wants the other to behave in a certain way, to give attention, to validate our emotions. And when the other fails to do so, we feel rejected, hurt, abandoned. But in real love, there is no demand. There is no image of how the other should be. There is only a deep acceptance of what is. Love is not about fixing the other, nor about changing ourselves to be loved. It is the simple flowering of understanding between two inwardly free beings. Take the example of a couple who have been married for 20 years. The husband, busy with his work, starts spending less time at home. The wife begins to feel ignored and unloved. She complains, nags, argues, but underneath all of it, she is afraid. Afraid of losing attention, of being irrelevant, of becoming invisible. The husband, feeling pressured, withdraws even more. They are both caught in a loop of unmet expectations. Now, if either of them could pause and ask, "What am I truly seeking?" they might discover that it is not the other who is the problem, but their own unexamined fears. If the wife could sit with her loneliness without projecting it onto her husband, she might discover that her need for constant attention comes from an inner void that has nothing to do with him. And if the husband could see his withdrawal, not as a solution but as a reaction to pressure, he might learn to express himself with clarity and compassion. In such honest inner inquiry, love can be reborn, not as a transaction, but as a mutual seeing. Most people want to be loved, but few want to understand love. We chase it like a goal, as if finding the right person will make everything all right. But have we ever asked, am I ready for love? Do I even understand what it means to truly love someone? Without knowing who you are, how can you know what you are offering in love? Most of our actions in relationships are unconscious. We repeat patterns inherited from our parents, from culture, from media. We create images of how a partner should behave, and then suffer when they don't match those images. But real love begins when these images die, when we stop relating from memory and expectation, and start relating from presence. Presence means being here now, not carrying past hurt, not fearing future loss, just meeting the other as they are in this moment. There is also a spiritual dimension to all this. When you go deeper into yourself beyond the thoughts and emotions, you begin to touch a stillness, a space that is untouched by time, society, or personal drama. This space is your essence. And when you connect with this essence, you realize you are not lonely, you are vast. You are the very source from which love flows. And then, love is no longer a need. It becomes a state of being. You don't love because you are incomplete. You love because you are overflowing. You love not because you are seeking someone to hold your hand, but because your heart is open and you wish to share. That love has no opposite. It is not followed by hate, nor does it turn into jealousy or control. It is like the sun. It shines on all, whether they are worthy or not. In the modern world, we are taught to chase relationships, dating apps, social media, romantic movies, all reinforce the idea that someone out there will complete us. But this belief is the root of our misery. No one can complete you. You are not a half waiting for another half. You are a whole being. And until you know your own completeness, every relationship will disappoint you. You will keep looking for perfection in the other, and when they fail, as all humans do, you will blame them, or withdraw, or move on, thinking the next person will be better. But the issue was never them. It was your misunderstanding of love. To understand loneliness and love, we must stop running. We must sit, observe, question, not the world, but ourselves. Why do I feel lonely? What am I trying to escape? Is it possible to be alone without being lonely? Can I sit with my own silence without judging it? Can I see my partner without projecting my past onto them? Can I love without wanting to possess? These are not questions to be answered once and forgotten. They are doorways to self-discovery. And as you walk through them, something shifts. The more you understand yourself, the more love flows naturally, not from need, not from desire, but from clarity. So next time you feel lonely, don't distract yourself. Don't call a friend. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't look for someone to fill the gap. Instead, just be with it. Let it hurt. Let it reveal what you've been avoiding. And you will see, within that loneliness is a tremendous power. It is your unmet self calling you home. And when you meet yourself fully, you become a light unto yourself. From that light, love arises, not as a craving, but as a gift. And that love, once known, transforms every relationship, every interaction, every breath.